Hi everyone, thanks for coming through to this video today. We are going to have a go at drawing this gorgeous little abstract tropical fish painting, and this will also be available as a painting kit. The link will be below in the description. I will also do a colouring page for it as well, so that will be available free on my website. The links are below. And yeah, if there's anything else you'd like to see as a painting kit, please do let me know. Let's just get started, shall we? So we want to make the background a mixture of different blues. So we'll start off with filling in the background. We'll make it quite patchy, lots of different blues and greens, and then we'll come in and we'll do the fish. Now when you get the painting kit, it will be drawn on for you, so you don't need to worry about that. So I do mix my colours to start with a palette knife, but if obviously you don't get that in the kit, I do recommend that you get one at some point. They really help for mixing colours, but you can just use your brush. It's absolutely fine just to use your brush. I'm going to go for some of this, which is the cyan blue in your kit, and I'm going to mix some white into that because we get a gorgeous vibrant ocean blue colour. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, so mix up a bit of a blob of that, try and push it all back in. I'm using a Stay Wet palette, which the Stay Wet palette underneath, I always just replace the official Stay Wet palette sheet with some sponge and add water, and then you can just use baking paper for the top, although this is an official Stay Wet palette sheet. I'm going to do a few variants of that blue, because in the sea we have lots of variants, don't we, of colour. So I'm just going to make a really much lighter version of that. I'm going to use it up quite quickly because it's in the background and there's a lot of space, so we need quite a lot of that. And I am dipping my dirty palette knife into the white, which is very naughty, but I know I'm pretty much going to use all of that white up today, so it's okay. And they're all going to be it's very abstract, so the colours are all going to be mixed up anyway, so don't worry too much. This time I'm going to add a bit of the green in as well as the cyan, and then that should be more like a turquoise colour, should be. Let's see if that green helps. Yeah, there we go. Get more of a aqua turquoise colour going on there now. Okay, so use some of your mid-green in your kit if you have the kit, and some of the cyan blue, and then when we add white to that, it becomes a really lovely aqua colour. Okay, and we can be changing and adapting those colours as we go anyway. I want to put quite a lot of white in the middle and have the darker colours going around the edge, so I'm going to put just a big blob of white on my tray. So you will have a large pot of white in your kit. So yeah, you will use it all, but because that's all you'll have, just go careful with it. Try not to mix the colours in it like I have, because it is all you've got and you don't want to waste it. Okay, so for this, in your pack of brushes, you will have 2 different sized flats, you will have 2 rounds, you'll have a detail brush, and you will have an angled brush. We're going to start with the largest flat brush to start with. Oh, I've forgotten my water. 1 second, I'll just go and get some water. Oh, there's a big hole in that. Let me just pause the video. Okay, sorry about that. Right, so the darker blues and greens are going to be around the edges, and we're going to bring some of the white into the middle more as we go. So we're kind of going to blend onto our canvas straight away. Now you might want to put something underneath your canvas, but I'm always painting, so I've just put mine straight on the table. And if I make a mess, I don't care. always end up sanding it down and painting over it again every now and again anyway. Now don't worry if you go over the kind of tails of the fish, because we'll paint them anyway. What I would do is, as long as you've got the main part of the fish there that you can see and go around that, then that's all you really need, because I'll show you how to draw in the tails, paint in the tails as we go along. See, that's not much lighter really, that lighter version. So again, like I say, we're going to go over the tail area, don't worry too much. We want to have a nice kind of fluid, watery feel to the background, so we're going to mix in some of that green around the edges as well, the aqua blue green. And we're just staying in the edges at the moment. I'm just going to spray, if you have a spray, great. If you don't, I'm just going to spray the middle of the canvas a little bit, so that in a minute we can kind of just spread that blue up and it won't be too dry. We can keep the paint going a bit longer, not too much, otherwise you water it down like it's watercolour. Right, so now we're going to start coming in from the edges with a bit of white. Okay, I'm just kind of roughly going to paint that in. I think that's the best way to do it. Now there's quite a bit of water. I think I had quite a big spray out of the gun here, so we need to be a bit careful. And let's try and get some of that aqua in. And as you can see, I'm doing just really rough strokes. Just really making sure I've got enough paint, and as I say, I'm trying to keep the shape of the front of the fish in sight, but that's all I really need to be doing. And I want to see some of those brush strokes actually, so don't be worrying about if you can see those. That's what helps give it an abstract feel. So all I'm doing now is adding white, because I want the middle part of the canvas to be whiter than the rest. And it doesn't matter if you go over the fish a bit, because we're going to paint it in a minute anyway. As long as you can tell where you need to paint in the fish, that's the main thing. So we've got our main fish shape here, and I'm just coming in with white now, only white. I can pick up some blue on my brush if I want to, like that, and spread some more blue. I think we need a bit more of that aqua colour, to be honest. It's beautiful, so let's get a bit more of that in. That's nice. Again, don't worry about the tails and the fins so much. If you go over that, find it's easier just to, you have more of a flow feeling if the background is all done in one sort of stroke, whereas if you're trying to go in between everything, you'll find it will become so that it's not fluid. I think that's coming out nice. I'm just going to add some more of that green in places because I do love it, and we will probably have some of that in with the fish in the middle anyway. I think we'll add some of that. Great. Okay, I'm going to wash my brush off thoroughly. So I always have a rag to the side to make sure that I've dried it off properly as well. Now what I want to do is start to just come in with a base layer of the fish. So I'm going to do that all in that aqua colour, and I'm going to use my angle brush for that. So you need your angle brush with a slight angle cut there that comes in the kit. Of course, if you're doing this without a kit, then you can just use whatever angle brush you have. I'm going to dry it now. You can use a hairdryer. I have a craft heat tool, so whatever you have, or just leave it to dry and then go on. You can carry on with the next layer. Nice and dry. We're going to go for, as I said, the green colour. Now what we're going to do is put down this kind of darker shade first, because I just want to get the shape of the fish in first before we do anything else. Okay, now we're also painting in the flow of the fish so that automatically we get a sense of direction and a feel for the direction of and the movement of its scales and its fins and its tail. Okay, so there is like a little, we're going to do just like a little fin here, and there's another one here. We kind of went over that with the paint. Oh, no, that is the fish there. That's fine. I thought I'd missed a bit, but that's where the fish is. Okay, and we're going to have some here, and then from the tail we want to go quite big here. So if I remember rightly, it comes out here for the tail. And remember, you don't have to be absolutely perfect with the direction and the shape, because it is something that's in nature, and with everything that's in nature we need to remember it's going to be a bit all over the place, and that's fine. So we're going to kind of make that bit so it's coming around there, and then here, see, we're coming into the dark so you can't see it so much. So what we're going to do is lighten that up in a bit, and also put lots of other colours on. But I just want to draw in with that nice dark green so that I can see it, the kind of shape that we're looking for. Make sure you've got enough water on your brush as well as paint, otherwise the paint will not flow. And this is a flowy painting, so we really do need to get it flowing. Okay, we've got another one down here in that gap that we left. So I need to make sure I've got enough there. Then we have a fin that's coming up around like that at the top. I say a fin, it is a fin, but it's kind of a very flowy fin. And then there's another one down here that's quite big. So we're going to put that in like that. Remember, it might look a bit strange at the moment, but it won't. Okay. that's all flowing in that direction. You can see now why I said don't worry about going over the tail, because the tails actually, and the fins, they're just about flow. They're just about lines and flow. So just keep painting in that direction. Hold your paintbrush towards the end. I nearly said pencil then. I've been doing quite a few adult colouring videos lately. So we've got that one painted in, and then we'll come up to this one. It's going in the opposite direction. So we'll just paint the shape in. Remember, we're being very abstract, so mustn't worry too much. Just have fun with it. That's what I want these sessions and kits to be about. I want them to just be some fun. They're aimed at beginners, but it doesn't really matter where you're at, because like I say, it's just an idea for you, and it's something fun to do and enjoy. Sometimes we can get so caught up in what is right and wrong and what is good or bad, but there isn't any when it comes to being creative. It's just something we need to learn to actually enjoy more than anything else. Okay, just want to do that a bit more so that I can see it. So down here in this area, what I want to do is just remind myself that there's actually some other fish down here. They're swanning off in this direction. Okay, so we're just going to draw some windy bits in there. Now what I am going to do, because I'm not going to change the colours down here too much, I'm just going to add in some white with that, just to embellish it a little bit. Okay, we'll add some more colours in as we add all the other colours in anyway. So what I'm going to do, while I've got that on my brush, I'm going to start adding some of that white aqua colour to the shape down here of the tail and the fin. Same here. Again, just really nice, flowing with the brush, using the edge of the brush to get in there and create the effect that you want. Now we're just adding bits of white in just to highlight. We will be adding a bit more as well later, but we're just saying this is where the tail is, and it just helps to get some of that white in straight away, because then we can see where we're going. Oh, there's nothing on the end and it's all in the middle, so be careful when you're using this brush. You really do need to make sure that you've got the paint on the very end if we're just doing strokes. Okay, so this one really is kind of the main, this is the one where our eyes will be drawn to when looking at the picture. So I'm just going to come in at the bottom end of that as well, and around the front. I mean, we've got lots of work to do on it yet, but as I say, I just want to lighten up some of the ends there, especially on this one, because it's really in the dark area and we're not going to see it if we don't do that. Just a little bit there as well. I'm still kind of keeping it aqua, but just with some white on. What we'll count here is all the layers that we put onto our fish. Okay, so it's already starting to take shape. This is a nice quick beginner class, or just if you haven't got much time, a nice quick lesson to fit into your day. So I'm going to come in with some magenta. So again, if you haven't got a palette knife, don't worry, just use your brush. You've got the pots there already with your paints in. Just get some out onto your palette in the box, and we're going to get some white here, and we're going to add some pinks in here and there, I think. So again, doesn't matter where you put them, it's completely up to you. I think I'm We'll just do some pink around the front of that one, and here and here. And remember, we're being abstract, so don't think too much. The worst thing you can do with things like this is think too much. Don't do that. Just go. Just get the paint on your brush and just go. And if you want to follow exactly what I'm doing, then that's fine. Of course, do that, but just try not to think too much. Just get some colour in wherever you are feeling like you want to put it as you put the brush down. It's called intuitive painting. It's good fun because we can switch off. Okay. What I'm going to do now is make a purple. So I'm going to take some of the blue that we already had over here, some of that cyan, and we're going to mix in some of the pink until I'm happy with the purple that we have. That's perfect. Get a bit of white in there. Okay, we've got a nice kind of pale purple colour in there. So I'm going to bring that in. Now I will be coming, it's not going to be just pastel. I will be coming in with some of the darker colours as well. I just want to put the pastel colours down first and get some of that flowing. Okay. Get water on your brush if it's dried up like mine. Might want to make it a bit lighter even. Remember, get it off. Make sure the paint's on the end of your brush. Hopefully the paint underneath where you're going has actually dried. If it hasn't, then dry it first before you put any other layers on. It's starting to look nice. So we mustn't forget as well, we've got fish down here doing stuff, swimming off. So let's put some of that in. Right, let's now get a little bit of the yellow with a little bit of the red and create an orange and see whether we think we want to use it or not. Because we've got kind of blues and purples, it might not look right. But I think maybe little flashes of it. Not too much, but just little flashes of it might look good. So let's just get a little bit. I want to make it a bit paler even. That's it. I'm going to get some on my brush. Yeah, nice. And we're just going to have like little flashes of that here and there. And this one. Remember, water on your brush if it's not flowing. I can feel mine catching on the tooth of the canvas and we don't really want that. I'm going to kind of do that as though it's coming in that direction. And this bottom one is fine here. And I missed out that there's one here on the picture. I don't know why there's one there, but let's put that in. And of course, and you can get some really nice shapes with this if you just put it down and lift at the end. So that gives the impression of something over there. Yeah, I like that we put that in actually. I wasn't sure how that was going to go, but yeah, you make the choice as we're going along about what you want to put where. The whole point of this is that you can also adapt it to however you want. I'm just giving you the idea and the basis to go with, to run with. Okay, so now we've got all our basic colours. I want to come in now with a darker version of those colours and start to patch in some really bright, vibrant colours. that we've lost through all of our pastelness, which is okay, but we need to bring it back again a little bit, at least a little bit. They're looking very vibrant and colourful now, aren't they? Okay, and what we can do as we're going on as well is if we think we just want to add in some more to the background, we can do that too. Especially if we've got a light area and we just want to block in some darker patches like that. And the green. Don't forget our lovely aqua green. It's just fun to have those nice brush marks in the background. Make it really kind of abstract. What we can do is come in with a bit of light again. Keep adding that white till we've got it where we want it. I think that should do. And then we can add the lighter version over the darks as well as we're going along. Okay, it kind of joins it all together. Yep. Good. So we're going to dry that now before we do any more layers. So I want to get some more darker colours down again on the fish. So let's go for some of this really nice bright fuchsia, and we're going to put that into our tail. And we're just going to, it's quite transparent, that colour, so you might need to go over it a couple of times for it to really be seen. Okay, so I've picked up some of that blue there, but actually that worked really well. It looks nice. Okay. And you might decide to put some of that around the front there as well. Kind of brings the colour back. And you'll find as well, as you dry your paint, it does become a bit duller as you paint, as you dry it. So you need to keep bringing that back in, especially if you've been adding white to it, which we have. We've been making those really muted what's the word, pastel colours. You have to forgive me, I do suffer with brain fog due to my fibromyalgia, and words sometimes are difficult for me to find in my head, even though it's on the tip of my tongue. Drives me crazy, but hey, could be worse. Right, so now we want to kind of bring it together and make the fish look like it's actual fish and not just lots of strokes of colour. And to do that, we're going to bring it together with white. Okay, so we want to get some white on our brush at the ends preferably. So again, dabbing your angle brush into the paint, and then we're going to come and try and bring everything together by adding this white to the ends. and kind of just shushing it together, and it makes it look more like one tail. Then we're kind of joining it all up by using that white on the end. Hopefully you can see that okay. So like that, and then bring it round here as well. We're kind of trying to make it flow so that it's all joined up. Let's get some white here. I think I had some orange in that then. That's okay. So we're all kind of just trying to make it look like it is all one fish and not just too many colours just thrown together. And we can do that just by mixing and blending as we go. So you don't see those individual strokes too much anymore. You get a blended feel. That's our main fish, so we really need to get that one looking as fish-like as possible. We need to give it some brightness at the front and just blend that down. Again, because this is so abstract, you can do it however you want to do it. Yeah, so you don't have to do it my way. I've just given you the idea and the skills hopefully, and you can run with it. So use the edge. And we're kind of just bringing it all together. And here we need to make sure that's not just one line. And same here. Perfect. And do here. And kind of join them across like that. And again here. Like that. And just kind of crossing over the white there, across there, just to give the feel that it is all joined together like we did up here. And we'll do the same here. We're just adding little lines of white here and there as highlights. We want to try and make sure that everywhere is dry when we come and do this bit, because we don't really want it to mix. We want it to be a nice highlight. So I'm going to dry it in a minute, and then we can decide what we want to do. If we need some more white highlights or not. I feel as though this one needs almost the top of it, because it's up there at the top. It needs lots more highlights. And basically just use the colours that we've mixed and just keep adding it however you want. I think over here we could do with a nice bit of pink coming out. Remember down here, we don't really know what's down here. We've just got bits of colour flashes, which is fine. Don't want too many. Just pop some in the background here and there. It's almost as if there's fishes in the background. And I think that helps to just bring the picture together as well. Have some other colour crosses here and there. Not too many, just pop a few in. Get some of that purple going as well. Not long and we'll be done. Now what is nice, if we get a little bit of the black, okay, with a tiny bit of white, get like a nice dark grey, and we can bring that in and bring some kind of shadows in, which will also help to bring it together. Okay, just a little bit of more realism. You know, you're going to get those dark shadows as well. Not too many, but just a few. As you can see, that's already helped to bring in that feel of shadows. I suppose we should kind of give them a bit of an eye. You can't see on that one, that's the top, and this one will just have one down here, I think. That's helped to bring them to life a little bit. But they're only abstract, so we're not going to do it in detail, just the sense of an eye there. Okay, and I'm just working that black in very gently with little strokes. We don't want too much, as I say, we don't want to ruin it. Just put it where you'd like it to be. And a little bit here in the background as well. I'm literally just tickling the canvas with it. We don't want a lot of black in there, but a little bit of it is fine because it's in the rest of the painting. Okay. I feel as though now I just want to come in with white. So we need to dry. Let's get it dried. Right, now as you can see, it's all dried. Just going to double check because we want to go over now with just pure white. We don't want it mixed with anything else, just pure white. Let me make sure I've got all of that black off my brush. We just want white. And what we're going to do is come in now and actually create some really bright highlights. Just make sure you've only got paint on the edge of your brush, not too much, and we're going to come along and just draw in some lovely streaks of white over the top. And we want one here coming down the middle because this is the head of this one. Okay, don't be scared, it's just white. Then we also want to come in and go over the tail on the ends with some of that white, keeping it white, remember. Don't mix it with any of the other colours. It needs to be pure white, otherwise it won't have the right effect. We really want those highlights in now, which will help to bring it alive. And what we can do is we can have a few little dots of it here and there as the light's touching. Same here. We need to add, make sure you're getting the paint on the edge of the brush, not the sides. And I'm just going to bring this one to life a little bit up here. And it does, adding that white in really helps to bring it to life. Okay. Can't see the ends of this one much because it's already on white, but that's okay. And here too. Make sure you've got quite a lot, otherwise it won't show up as white. It'll just have the colour underneath showing through. And we do want white. There we go. Look, nice bright bits of white. Because don't forget, when you dry it, it will dull, and we don't want that to happen. Okay, I need to do something here because I'm not too keen on those black marks there. They look too much like tram tracks. Too straight. They didn't look real enough. Make sure all your lines kind of have a different direction or thickness. There needs to be something different about them. And this one here, I really want to put the white just towards the end. Let's go that way, in that direction. And really get some nice white bits in. Yeah, I'm loving the effect of that. That's nice. Make sure you're still picking up some white paint, keeping your brush wet. I might just bring that white over like that. And then what you can do is just move it away from you, have a good look and think, am I happy with that? Do I need to add any more? And very often you do. Just some highlights normally towards the end. This is, as I say, it's an abstract painting. It's not real. It's not going to look real. That's better. And I felt as though the outline on this one is showing up too much. You don't really want an outline anywhere, because let's just feather that out a bit as well. Nothing's outlined in real life, is it? We don't walk around with outlines. Okay, I think we're pretty much there. So I think what we'll do, let's do some splashes of white. Yeah, so I'm going to get the bigger round that we have in the pack. Okay, I'm just going to use the end of this brush to splatter from, and we're just going to use white because it's nice and vibrant and it will help to really give some nice highlights in there. And I think it really gives like more of a nice sea effect by having those splashes in there. I think anything underwater really benefits from having those splashes. Let's do the same with our nice aqua colour. Let's see if we can get any good splashes out of that. Yeah. Okay. Shall we get some fuchsia splashes as well? Let's go for that. Let's get some water in there. Good. I think we might be done. So of course with yours, as I say, you can do things however you want, but I'm really happy with that. If you've got your own supplies, you could add in some silver leaf. I have some of this, which I think I will add in a minute, but obviously you can only do this if you have it, but it is just a little extra tip. It's called liquid leaf. Only use this with an old brush because let's just say they ruin your brushes because of all the leaf that's in there, all the bits, and it hardens your brush. Even if you try to keep it kind of wet, it doesn't really. So I'm just going to come straight into the liquid silver like that. Let's just put some bits on our fish. So you don't need this. You could have just a silver pen. You know, you can get those silver pens. You can do that. But I just find for me this liquid leaf, I bought it a little while ago and I absolutely love how sparkly it is. It is really sparkly. And I think with these fish, these tropical type of fish, they need a bit of sparkle because they are beautiful. I'm going to put them all down the back of that one. So I might do the same with this one. Just a few more. Let's put a little bit towards the ends and in the fins and tails. Sparkle that up a bit. I feel that was all that was missing really. And I'm going to come round and just dab some here and there in the water. We could do some here, couldn't we? I think that would be nice just to have bits. It's also very smelly, this stuff, so a bit like, you know, the silver gold pens that you shake and use and push down on the nib. It just got a bit of a smell of that really. Just going to dot it round, even some in the middle there, to give it a nice underwater sparkly feel. Why not? Anyway, so that's all done. I hope you enjoyed it. The packs are available on my website description, in the description below. There'll be a link. Please subscribe to my channel. That would be awesome. Please like, comment, share in any way to help me grow. That would be great. Hope you guys have a great day, a great week. And yeah, please do let me know anything else you'd like to do in my tutorials. Take care, everyone. Bye.